getting rid of that gum so that I'm not smacking in everybody's ear, which I think everyone will be very appreciative of. How's it going tonight, everybody? I'm just going to close my room door here. I think at this point it's just me in here, but what I've got up, I'm standing on a pile of scaffolding, so I can show everybody what the world looks like. This should give you a slightly better view. So I'm standing on top of the, I guess it would be the mine/stable, mine entrance/stable. Nether portal is right there. The original farm is there. I don't want to move too much. The fishing hut is right there. We've got cows, we've got sheep, and this is what I've been working on. So you can't really see it yet, but I've actually got 2 cells in there now to increase the amount of electrical storage, basically battery storage that I have. Because I'm running on solar currently, it just makes sense. Hey, Terry, what's going on? It just makes sense to have more storage, basically. I now have, I think this is a total of 8 solar cells. So this has not changed. I made the digital miner at the end of last session. That's my honeycomb or wax farm. And then I started working on this. Basically, I've raised the walls up to 3. And I'm going to pick away at that. But what I want to do at this point is I've got the starting of a slime farm here. I was going to put it right under the base. In hindsight, that wasn't a very good idea because of the way things are going to spawn in the world. So I found another slime chunk close by. No. I'm still coughing like crazy. So very, very slow to get to feel better. But yeah, this is sort of the world view from on high. If I go to the map view, you can sort of see the layout. This is kind of what we're looking at. So we've got cow farm here, sheep farm here. Those are actually stairs. My plan is to kind of level this down like so, basically curve that around like that over time. I've started, hang on. It's hard to see here, but I've started working on a perimeter farm. So that's a 5x5 cube. Same with that. We're going to run that probably in a bit of an arch. Like this wall section, basically they alternate back and forth. This one, I think what I'm going to do is arch it out. And same thing here. I'm going to arch this around and then have a straight wall, probably somewhere around here-ish. And then eventually over time, I'm going to move my sheep and cow farms into the the level area. So this is what the little mini village or my base is looking like so far. So I'm going to leave this set up for now so that we can come up here and have a view as we work on stuff. So we're just going to sleep through the night. Head to the slime farm. As you can see here, I am at, I don't know how well you can see my mini map, but there's X, Z, and Y coordinates there. I am at Y22, and that's done fairly intentionally. There is solid water above me, At some point, I'm going to have to get up here and just illuminate some of this with torches, just to cut down on some of the spawns. But I'm hitting F3 and G. That shows me my chunk borders. I'm standing at the edge of a slime chunk. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to excavate this 4 tall. I am going to roof it when we're done. And then put some torches on it just to minimize the spawns that can happen up above. Excuse me. And then I'm going to excavate 2 wide on either side and then funnel all of them into the center. So that is the plan. So let the games begin. Six. Hey, Thorn, what's going on? I have relocated or am in the process of relocating my slime farm. Not much better. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I had a coughing fit start 4:38 this morning. Couldn't get back to sleep after that, so been up since then. And that's after going to bed at around midnight. So yeah, fun and games. So that should be the center of the chunk. So I found a pretty good, well, I say pretty good, easy to follow tutorial on how to set this up for Java. The Bedrock edition and the Java edition are different. Hey, Boom, what's going on? I'm feeling like shit. Thanks for asking, though. Oops. I just want this to go away. I'm done. Starting to find lead. And that's coal. We'll just mine this real quick. I'm not going to go too crazy. I know, right? Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of a break from this just to show you something, because you'll get a kick out of it. I'm just spawn proofing this from, or for down here. Oh shit, fuck. There, that shouldn't happen again. I didn't need that. God damn it. Yep. As soon as I started to go, it's like, this could suck. There, that won't happen again. All right, brief hiatus, go back home, sleep through the night. And the wire frames that you can see, I've got the chunk borders up on purpose. I almost burned my everything, not just my bum. So I need to find one more horse. So we've got mine entrance. We've got 2 horses. This one's, that's the name of this one. And that's the name of this one. Now I just need a boom. So back to La Slime Farm. So this isn't exactly riveting, but my God, it's soothing. Dimensional shards. I don't think I've collected any of those yet. Actually, I dare not get close enough to a creeper to put a name tag on it, but I should name tag a creeper. Boom. I wouldn't normally go to the length to patch that up, but where this is a farm. So I think this is the edge of, not quite. Yeah, that is the edge. Almost done. Roger that, Thorn. Once we get this excavated, we're going to have to head back to the base and grab some of the materials that we're going to need. Oh, I am full. rid of the chunk borders. That doesn't need to go in. That does, that does. That does not. That does, and that does. So we are going to need, by the way, I mined all the diamonds in this chunk. I'm sitting at 573 diamonds. Did a little bit of gold farming. Most of what I did today was copper farming because that's going to be the roof of the building. Ah, frig. And when I say mining, I mean the digital miner. So basically, thought I heard a creeper. I've already mined all the diamonds. This is gold. I'm going to need some more of that. This is copper. And this was emerald. There's no emeralds in the area, but those are the filters. That's what I was mining for earlier today. If I put copper back on and turn this on, you can see there's still 1,500 ore. I just don't need any more right now. Excuse me. So basically this is Mekanism. This is 3 times ore processing. So you throw in 1 block of ore and you get 3 ingots out. If you put the raw in like this, the piece of lead that was in here, you get 2. So if you've already hit it with a pickaxe that doesn't have silk touch, you only you only double. So basically, this is a water pump. This is a water source block. So it brings water up, pumps it into here, so it fills this up. This is an electrolytic separator. It separates the hydrogen and the oxygen. We're not using the hydrogen currently, so I'm dumping the excess so that it doesn't hit a bottleneck. That feeds into this machine, which is a purification chamber, which is basically, it's an oxygen blast furnace is effectively what it is. Or at least that's how I think of it. Using the oxygen from the machine beside it, this is where the multiplication takes place, and it gives you 3 clumps, I think. It goes from here down into the crusher. The clumps get crushed into dirty whatever. Move across to the enrichment chamber. This purifies it, turns it into dust, goes into the energized smelter, which then spits out the ingots. Now, one other thing you can do here is I can double my my coal and diamonds and emeralds. So it's like having It's not Silk Touch, it's the other one. I can't think of the name of the enchantment. It increases the amount of drops that you get when you break things. It's like having that. So I'm going to store these for now, because I don't need them currently. Same thing with the clock. I don't currently need it. This I'm going to need, as well as 3 blocks of iron, 4 blocks of iron. So that will make an iron golem. So carved pumpkin. So the way you get that is a piece of, or a pumpkin, and run it through the precision sawmill, and that will give you a carved pumpkin. There's probably, in vanilla, there's probably a crafting recipe for it, but because I have Mekanism, it alters some of the crafting recipes. So the iron golem is going to be in the slime farm. That's what's going to pull the slime over into the center. We're also going to need rails and powered rails. And we're going to need, I can't remember how many we need. Give me 1 second. And we're going to need 19 torches, a comparator, and so we need 19, and then we need 2 for the repeater, and I think it's 3 for the comparator. Okay, we need 2 chests. Don't have any currently made. So 2 chests and a hopper. What the hell? And then we need 1 of those and 1 of those. We need 18 powered rails, and we need a stack and a bit, a stack and 8 of regular rails. $18 of those. So that's what we need for those. We need a comparator and a repeater. And we need a hopper minecart. So I'm going to need to make another hopper. Minecart's easy. We need fences. And we need 16 magma blocks. We don't need those anymore. Let's go see what this jackass wants. Oh, this could kill me. And I'm out of here. Because I've pissed it off. Those baby ones are fucking brutal. So give me one's haunted hose, yes. So this is going to be where our collection system goes. This is what the hopper minecart is for. And the rails. going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hang on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That the cave-in or the things that are above me or the thing that attacked me. I'm going from memory on this. So basically what this is a minecart offloader. So if there's stuff in the minecart, it will stay here. So basically the comparator will send a signal in here, which will turn this off. Basically the comparator signal will turn off that torch. Basically unpowering, I'm going to put a powered rail right there. So it's going to unpower that rail. When it does that, it will offload all of the things that are in the minecart into this chest, which reminds me. Because once I seal this room, this is where this is going to live. So I am going to have to dig my way in here. And then we'll wall this up behind us. me 1 second. So we go 2 powered rails. Whoops, not powered. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. And the way I'm going to power these that was dumb. Is I'm doing this on the cheap, so just putting down a redstone torch, which will power this and light these up. Now, what I'm going to do here is lay all of these and then come back in and put in the powered rails. Then we do the same thing again here. So this is our pickup system. And I'm going to have to crawl my way back out. I've also got to use the washroom pretty badly, so I'm going to excuse myself for 1 sec. I'll be right back, everybody. Right on, Thorn. All right. And right here, we're looking for the fences. 1, 2, 3. And then in here, we go. No. Hang on. All right, so one thing we need to do before we get started is put the minecart in motion. Yeah. And this should make a iron golem. So slimes are attracted to the iron golem, so they're going to head for him into the center of this area. So what we do now is we make a ring of magma blocks around here, and that will kill them. So this is basically your killing chamber. So slimes will spawn in here, head for the iron golem, burn to death, die, and this whole basic area, when the hopper minecart passes over top of anything that's sitting on the surface here, you should see that get picked up. So when it comes back through, those will get picked up. And this is paused temporarily while it offloaded all the stuff that was in there. That's basically it. And this is ready to go at this end, I think. So what we have to do now is create an AFK area. Just double checking my work. Now I have to, from the center of the chunk up to Y34, 134. Yeah, it was a creeper. I'm going to pull that guy away from all my expensive stuff. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to put my rails in here because I'll take them to the nether with me. I just want him away from all my structures. Excuse me. So, we go find the center of that chunk, and we build up. I think I've got lily pads, because I might need that because it's surrounded by water. I know where they are. Excuse me. So this is that chunk. So we go F3G. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Aha! That should be the center of that chunk. And then we go up to, what did I say? Y134? Yeah. No. Now, Mekanism has a teleporter system, so I'm eventually going to make this teleporterable. Ten more. There's water there. We should be fine. 124. God damn it. Ten more. Try this one last time. Hopefully that's the last time. Oh, fuck. Let's try that one more time. That's why I built over water. So we're going to hang out up here and see if any... I'm going to hang here for 10 minutes just to see if anything spawns. And I realize that that's kind of a long time to be just kind of hanging out doing nothing. But if you guys want to go grab a beverage, or Thorn in your case, if you want to drive safe, so we'll make that 9 minutes and 30 seconds from now. All right, we got a timer running. I just want to see if we actually get slime, because if we do, I can actually start into refined storage. So the reason for the roof is if I'm up here at night, that will protect me from the, I think they're called phantasms. The night flying shits. Yeah, we only need one torch. I mean, I could put... I don't have any fence rails. These bundles are kind of cool. What it allows you to do is take a normal stack that's not, it's multiple items, basically. So you can get a stack of 64 broken into 4 items. So in the case of food, where you've got differing kinds of foods, this allows you to still have a full stack of 64 items without taking up 4 or 5, or in this case, 4 different inventory slots. And I did not need the lily pad, so that can go back. So while we're here, let's see what's involved with making the teleporter. So the handheld unit is energy tablets, a teleportation core, and basic control circuit. So that's pretty straightforward. Yeah, it gets dark pretty quick. We're at the start of, like, at the leading edge of our time zone. So it's dark at 5:30, like 6, like the sun is down at 5. It's dark at 5:30. It's pitch black at 6. And that's only going to get worse. Like in another month. Hey, Dirt, what's going on? I am just AFKing because I just built a slime farm. But this actually gives you a little bit of a view of the base as it sits right now. So that is the trading hall. And as you can see, my cough is way better. Not. So that's the trading hall and iron golem farm. Looks like we got a zombie walking around out there. That's a zombie right there. That's our house. That is the mine entrance plus a double stable. And I got to get, before you leave, I want to show you the names of the horses. That is our portal to the nether. That's our fishing shack. That is a carrot farm that I'm not using anymore. This black beast with that thing in the center is this right here is a cobble factory, cobble farm. And this is going to be the building that goes around it. And then this is an array of solar panels that is powering my Mekanism setup. That black lump right there where it says, just under where it says home, is the digital miner. And then I've actually got a bee farm right there. So that's what's going on here. Now, what I think, I don't know if you were here 2 streams ago, where I said in order to get into refined storage, which is the digital storage system, I was going to need slime. Well, I just finished building the slime farm. And this is an AFK platform that is at Y134, high enough above, and we're directly over top of the farm. So basically what this does is it allows spawns down to the base of the where the farm is, but not below it. Spawns happen in a bubble around you. There's kind of 2 spheres. There's a no spawn zone immediately around you. And I can't remember how many blocks that is. And then from the end of that until, I think it's 124 or 128 blocks away from you. I'm going to have to check that. But a certain distance between the 2 spheres, that is the spawn radius around you, and it's a sphere. So basically what we're doing here is the slime farm should be active, and I say should be. This is the test. Now that it's turned night, I was originally just going to do the timer for another 4 minutes, but I'm going to wait until the sun comes up because I don't feel like doing that run through the woods right there all the way over to my bed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a I'm going to set up a teleporter system. This will be the first. I'm going to basically have to build 2 teleporter cores, one at my base and one up here. That's the start of this. Mekanism is an unbelievably powerful mod. So, oops. We've got water underneath us, so if I fall, I'm not going to die. I will take damage, but I won't die. And then this is just a scaffolding tower all the way up here. So this I can basically crawl through. So according to the map, this is a chunk or a spawn or a slime chunk. We'll see. I've had this happen before where, you know, you build the farm and nothing spawns because it's not actually a slime chunk. So hopefully it is. So I realize it's slightly boring at this point because we're just hanging out. This would be normally something you would do when you're mining, you know, biding your own time. But see these? Basically, each one of these pillars is a waystone. So there's one down in the slime farm. There's one out there at the dark forest. There's one out there at the village. And I can't, there's one, I found a desert temple. So there's the desert over that way. And then there's one at home. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 waystones that I have active, which allow for teleportation. But I got to get home in order to teleport back down into the slime farm. That'd be the other thing is find another waystone and put it up here. So that would be another way around that. If I do that, I'm gonna put some fence around this so I don't fall. That way I'm safe. I just don't have any with me. Yeah, I've got one. So 45 seconds on the 10-minute timer. But like I said, I'm going to wait for the sun to come up. Because we've got a spider there, a spider there. That's the little red dots. That's the spider eyes. I did see a zombie sort of strolling around the perimeter of that building. There's something right there. I'm just not certain what it is. I think that is an Enderman. And there's the sun starting to come up. So once we see these guys ignite or start to burn, we'll head down. That might be a skeleton. Roger that. once I get back to the house, I'm going to take a very, very short bio break. It's the downside of drinking all the water to keep myself from coughing, is I constantly need to use the washroom. All right, very quick break, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. So Dirt, I don't think you've seen this. This is the new base. So there's a loft up here where the bed is, right? It's right there in the loft. I got front and back doors now. And I've got 2 horses, and then this is the mine entrance that I was using. But this is the name of my first horse. And this is the name of my second horse. So you're immortalized in this world. Made a bee farm. I don't think you've seen this. So I harvested 2 bees nests. Both of them had 3 bees in it. And then from the honeycomb, I made 3 bee hives. this is producing honeycomb. Basically what happens is, you can see there's a comparator here that's illuminated. As the bees harvest their honey and these fill up, it triggers this with a signal strength of, I've set this, signal strength of 5 is full. So as far as redstone goes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This dispenser, when this actually hits the signal strength of 5, it triggers the dispenser with shears, and that's what harvests the honeycomb. This is 100% just the vanilla game. There's no mods involved. Jesus. So, I don't think you saw that. I've also built the digital miner. So this, I don't have to go mining anymore. This will farm anything up for me as long as I tell it what to look for. And then this is, underneath here is the heat to my original heat heat generator. And now I've got 8 solar panels, 2 storage batteries. Jesus Christ. When you saw this originally, I think I just had the metallurgic infuser. This is the 3, these 6 blocks right here is the 3 times ore processing. So we'll start down here with this water block. So this is an electric pump. It does exactly that. It pumps water from this block up into the electrolytic separator. The electrolytic separator takes water and splits it into hydrogen and oxygen. I'm not doing anything with the hydrogen. And I'm just going to throw some gum in. Hopefully that'll keep me from coughing. Unfortunately, now you have to listen to me smack gum. Anyway, because we're not doing anything with the hydrogen, if that side tank fills, it shuts down the machine. We don't want that. So we've actually got this set to dump excess. So it's basically just voiding the excess hydrogen off into the atmosphere. But we do want the oxygen. So the oxygen comes out that side of the machine and goes into the purification chamber. This is where the multiplication stage happens. What it does is it adds oxygen to your ore. In this case, we'll throw in some tin. And you'll see that get broken into, it creates 3 tin clumps, which then goes down into the crusher. The tin clumps get turned into dirty tin dust. They get purified into regular tin, or sorry, they get enriched into regular dust, and then this smelter turns them into ingots, and then they get pumped out the side into this chest. This hopper feeds into the machine. So once the tin is done, so 10 went in, we should have 30 coming back out the other side by the time we're done. Now it's doing the osmium ore. It can't go anywhere. That's what this hash mark means, because this still has tin in it. And then same thing here. The iron is here. The osmium clump can't go anywhere, so the iron doesn't do anything. There are upgraded versions of these chambers called factories that do 3, I think, crafts simultaneously, and you can actually have them doing 3 individual crafts. They use way more power, and I just don't have the power production for it yet. So there's my tin. We're going to end up with 3 osmium, and I don't remember how much iron. So that's what this is. This basically 6 pieces of machinery just does ore processing. This is a sawmill. I made that, or I created that so that I could turn a regular pumpkin into a carved pumpkin. It's been used once. This gets used for a lot of crafts, and you're going to see me do that in a bit. Digital miner. Like I said, I'll show you that in just a second. The last piece is this osmium compressor. I just got it tucked way around the back here for now. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out these 2 machines, because I have more use for the osmium compressor than I do the sawmill. And this is another craft thing. Basically, it you put osmium in, it creates a osmium gas. I think it's a gas, either that or a liquid. And it basically melds osmium with something else to create a third thing. So part of a craft. These are storage drawers. So these are like chests, but they're upgradable. And they hold multiple stacks of one item. So as an example, this has coal in it. It's got 60 pieces of coal. This has nether quartz. It's got 92. These ones are called compacting storage drawers. This is a 2. So lapis lazuli can either be in regular form or block form. So this basically means that I can extract directly from it what I need without having to craft it. These are 3. So all your metals or your metals can exist in ingot, block, or nugget. And this again allows you to extract all 3 of those. So that's basically what it is. So some of them I've got, this is a whole stack of 2s. There's 2 more 2s over here, stack of 3s, more storage over here. I don't think you saw the hopper botany pots. Basically what these do is these are growing things for me and then dropping whatever it is into the chest underneath it. So I've got pumpkins and melons. So melons go there, pumpkins go there. And then we'll go up to the loft and sleep through the night. So it's a very straightforward loft. So basically, these are all barrels. It's the equivalent of having little, like a chest, basically. And my bed's up here. Showed you this. Have you seen this? No, you haven't seen this in action. So I ended up parking 3 villagers in here. I gave them each 3 stacks of bread. And they started breeding. So basically what they do is they keep breeding until there's an equal number of villagers and beds. Some of these guys have trades. So this guy has the Mending Enchanted Book, so I named him so that I can see what he has just by looking at him. Got 2 villagers. The guys with no... So it's fully active, so this now is fully set up. But I'm going to show you how much iron I've got. So I've got 13,200 pieces of or iron ingots. And I'd say probably 10 or, well, probably 12,000 of that has come from just the farm. All right, let's go check on the slime farm. And then we'll come back and I'll show you this is a cobble farm. Thought I saw a creeper. So the rates are not great, but it does work. And that's all that matters. We'll put those in there, and I'm going to tuck those in here for now. I don't remember what they get used for. So this complex piece of machinery, it doesn't look, well, it's pretty complex. So there's pistons, there's a timing circuit. This basically is a TNT duplication machine. It uses a mechanic in the game to duplicate the TNT so you don't actually lose it. These are leaf blocks that are saturated with water. And there's columns of lava. So lava touching or flowing into water creates cobblestone. And then the TNT drops into the center and blows this up. So basically what you do is you arm the system, give it a pulse, and you can see the TNT going back and forth really quickly, which actually duplicates it. So, very, very noisy. I can't get any closer than this or I actually take damage. But this is the cobble. Yes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stacks. And there's the reason for the slowness of this, there's a certain speed at which hoppers release their things. $11 stacks. But very, very, very efficient. I think when we did a 10-minute timed run on this. No, we did 5 minutes. And it worked out to like 78,000 cobble an hour if you let it run. So we'll let that finish. This basically is going to be a great big dome over top of it. And then I've got 2 wings. This is going to be power. So I'm actually going to, this will end up being like a flat roofed side. The solar panels will be on the roof. And then my other power machines will be in here. So this is going to be my power plant. And then over here, this is going to be probably refined storage and crafting. So those machines over there are going to move in here. So now I'm just turning some of this into stone. Yep. Meat Manor in this series, unofficially, or I don't know if you saw it on Discord, but I renamed the TFD channel to Meatcraft. So we need to build 2 teleporters and a portable teleporter. So we're going to need 1 teleportation core for there, 1 for here, so 3 teleportation cores. So 6 atomic alloys. And I've already got 1. So we need to make 6 reinforced, which means we need to make 6 infused alloys. We need to make 10. Well, hang on. We need 6, but we've already got 2. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 infused alloys. So that's redstone and iron. Go sleep through the night. If you're watching the sun, as soon as it breaks the horizon line, you can sleep. So reinforced are the infused plus diamond. Did I even need to do that? Yes. We need 4 of them. And then it's refined obsidian. I'm going to have to make 1 more. Gold and redstone. We need lapis and diamonds. And steel casing, so we need, I'm going to make 2 of these, so it's 8 of these. 8 for 28 steel. So we need glass, osmium. I'm tired of running back inside, so It needs 2. Well, while that's finished doing that, I'm going to run to the washroom yet again. And we'll be back in just a second. All right, we're back. Make sure there's no creepy crawlies around. I hate these little fucking things. They've got a tiny, that's a baby creeper. They don't do as much damage, but they've got a tiny little fucking hitbox on them. And I miss them every time. So we'll have to fix that hole. What am I missing? Osmium. What did I miscount on this? Osmium. Should have stayed inside. Okay. So we're normally coming home. No, we'll do it here. So the center of the house is right there. So this now has a channel called home. And we want fence rails. It should be enough. Bring those just in case. Now what we do is we set a new channel here. We're going to call this AFK platform. We need 1, 2, 3 more. And we may as well light this up equally. So what we do now is we just right-click this into the air, set where we want to go, and we teleport. AFK, whoops. AFK platform set teleport. Here we go. Now we can't inadvertently fall out. And I'm going to go collect all the... all that scaffolding. So it uses about 5 kilojoules per teleport. So now that we have slime, we can make the processor binding, which is slime and string. Already made the machine casing, I think. Hopefully you can't hear me chewing the gum. Okay. Okay, perfect. Because it does keep my throat lubricated, so shall we say, or at least moistened, so I cough less. All right, so we need 2 improved processors. So it's gold, silicon, and redstone. Make some more silicon. need 2 of these. And then these just get cooked. Then we need a construction core, which is a basic processor, which is iron. And this is a basic processor as well. And then it is glowstone dust for that one. And nether quartz. Three glass. Now, if we want to make a crafting grid, must be more to it than that. Need an advanced processor. So is the grid, one of those and one of those. Go. So that's one part. We need the crafting grid. We also need the controller, which is the brains. So that is a machine casing, which is 8 and stone. And I do have a couple of these. Their advanced processor. And then we need storage. So we're going to need cables to connect everything. Well, like, they can touch each other, or you need cables. And then we're also going to need external storage. and they're advanced. We need a chest. And then we need a disc. I'm going to make a 4K, which I think is just a bunch of 1K parts. Three of those and 4 of those. Three of those. Four of those. I'm going to get a stack of those. So we need two. So yeah, we need 2 external storage. So we need 4 basic processors. Oh, we needed 2 of those. Miscounted on the chests. So what external storage allows us to do is connect up to the drawer controllers. So all of the stuff that's already in drawers will be in storage. And we want this to take priority. So we're actually going to set the priority here to 50 and same on the other side. We need to go down one more. Basically what I'm doing now is hiding the cables. Because this setup is going to have to be out here for now. And I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think we need it anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to put the controller right here. And then on top of that, we're going to put the disk drive. And on top of that, we're going to put the crafting grid. So this now has power. And it's using 5 FE per tick, which is 5 things per tick. What we need to do now is run cable to connect up to that external storage. And we'll cover all this up in a second. We no longer need this crafting grid. And this is set up outside temporarily. So I'm going to make this medium-sized. I want to sort it by name and ascending. So A is at the top. And I want the JEI search box, which is here, to be auto-selected. So it's JEI synchronized. So basically everything that's in our storage system is here. So from right here, I can go dirt. And pull it out. Now with those other things connected up, it's 17. So there's a little bit more. Everything that you attach to the system burns more power. Now, we've got one item stored in here. So what I'm going to do is throw all of this stuff into storage. And you can see that we now have 194 to 4,000 items stored in here. So the cool part about this now is I can craft right from here. And I have access to everything. I don't have to go searching for shit. which means that what I can do as well, these have a range of, I think it's 7, so 7 over. I'm only gone 4 over, but I can basically extend this wall here because this is free storage that doesn't use the digital. What you can also do so this is the thing that's attached to the side of this is an external storage. There's also an importer and an exporter. Now, the hard part for me anyway was originally understanding that you're importing into the refined storage system and you're exporting from the refined storage system. So instead of having chests here where I have to do this, I could actually move these down onto the floor, put importers underneath these hoppers, and it would import directly in and store them where they belong. Again, the more things I put on this system, the more power consumption it's going to be. And power consumption at this point in this game is more important than having the extra storage space. So one of the other really, I'm just going to run to the washroom real quick, and then we'll talk about the rest of the other big thing that you can do with this. Hang on for 1 sec. And we're back. So it's very cool that I can do crafting directly from this terminal. Like I said, here's my crafting grid. There's my storage. Once I decide, let's say I want to make a bucket. Click on the bucket over in JEI. Hit the plus. It moves the items in automatically, and I craft and I can drop it into the storage. So instead of running around, I can do it here. That's really cool. One other thing that you can do is, where's the regular vanilla ones? We can make a crafter. What the crafter does is it allows for auto crafting. By itself, it doesn't do anything. You actually have to make a pattern for every craft. But give me 1 second here. Hey. Somebody just followed. Hecky 2012. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sincerely, thank you for the follow. So with auto crafting, with those crafters, you have to make a pattern of that, whatever it is that you're going to craft. and then you can craft it. You can basically, there would be, you know, it would say bucket here. I would click on it. I want 5 of them, and it would craft them for me. So I don't have to remember the recipes. Where this gets incredibly powerful is those crafters, like I said, can craft anything that you can craft in the game. But remember this thing here where we have to insert things? Well, I can make a machine craft or a pattern craft for machines that says, I want whatever it is. And I just have to insert. What I would do is I would set up a machine, basically 4 of these machines, or sorry, I'm just going to go inside here just in case. I keep hearing my feet swishing on the grass, and it sounds like a creeper coming up on me. So for something like that, where you've got different inputs, you know, like carbon or redstone or diamond or refined obsidian, so that's 4. You set up 4 of them, and they automatically, you would have an exporter going into it that exports into the side of it, whatever that happens to be. And then you put a crafter pointing into the top of it. That's your input side. And you would say, I want the processor, the basic processor. These things, basic control circuit. So basic control circuit, it would be in the redstone one. I give it an osmium ingot, and it crafts me the basic control circuit. So now we get into machine automation and then auto crafting as well. So the power of this, once it's fully set up, is unbelievable, because you just tell it what you want and it makes it for you. Now, as far as these discs, I've got, this is already half full, over half full. It's a 4K storage disk. I can go up to 64K. I'm just sort of stepping up. What I'll probably do is, these get rather spendy. I do have resources because I've got the miner. What I'm going to do at some point is start making these 64 ones, and I will expand the expand this just slightly. That was the other reason in advance that I made all of these, because in the crafting system, if I'm storing ingots and only ingots, and I need a block, I have to create a craft, an auto craft, that puts 9 of these into the pattern grid and makes a block, or puts 1 in and gets out the ingots, or the nuggets rather. This way they're all available to me. Like if I go in here and look at nug, I've already got access to these directly. So this I've been working toward for a bit, slowly. It's not going to stay living out here. So all of this stuff, basically what my plan ultimately is I'm going to have my power in here. I'm going to have the refined storage system in my house, probably right here on this wall, because I can hide it from the outside world because it's got this. So I can run the cable up in underneath and hide it right here, which means these things are going to have to live, you know, somewhere else, probably over here. But that's ultimately where it's coming. It's just that I didn't think I had enough power cables right off the hop. Let's go sleep through the night. What I'm going to do, or the reason for the building it's not completed yet, but this big building over here, yes, it's got the cobble factory in the center of it. This wing is going to be power generation, so it's going to have the solar on the roof. It's extremely wild. The next power system that I'm going to need is it's gas generation, basically gas generators. In order to make ethylene, which is effectively gas. In order to make that, it starts from a biofuel, and melons is the best source of it. So there's a couple steps before I can make a whole bunch of those hoppers, or I can get some more ender pearls and make the advanced version because it increases the speed. So, but they can stay inside. They absolutely don't have to be out here because this will all be connected up to the refined storage system. Basically, you can feed them whatever you need. And then over on this side, this is going to be basically my auto crafting and machine crafting setup. So that's what this space is set aside for. So baby steps. So we're heading in the direction that I've wanted for a while. You know, we can put an importer on this chest, and these can come into my system automatically. So I just want to show you this real quick. We currently have 1257. I'm going to drop them directly into the refined storage system. And they're now in here because of the priority that I set. The priority basically means that it will prioritize storing in here if it has available space rather than the digital system. So that's the reason I set the priority for that. So I'm going to start moving this sort of stuff. This is going to be a short-ish stream tonight. Hecky, what's going on? Yes, not on the so it's refined storage. Upgrades on the storage controller itself. I don't believe so. The controller's the controller. Basically, the limiting factor for this is the amount of power that it can draw. So ultimately, what my plan is to craft another one of these energy cubes and have it feeding into this so that basically that is a battery backup, if you will. So, but what I'm doing at this point is I'm just moving some of this stuff around so that this will live inside the house. So what we're going to need then is we're going to need universal cables. I think I have 5. I have 4. So we're going to need to make more cables. So basic universal cables. We need steel and basic control circuits. We're missing steel. So let's make up a bunch of steel. We're going to need iron and coal or charcoal. So the storage controller itself does not require any upgrading. Where this gets spendy, if you will, is in digital storage. And the more things you connect up to the system, the more power it draws. You can also use wireless. So you can make a wireless crafting grid so you can craft right anywhere on the base and you don't have to be in front of the terminal. Or a ways away from that, I need a lot more power generation. think 8, 16, 24, 32. And then we're going to need 32 again for the to turn these back into steel. Yeah, with this setup to autocraft, this would make the steel. Sorry, it would make the carbon if it needed it. When it's a fully automated system. So I would have an enrichment chamber basically that's not part of this system that makes on demand makes again as a craft carbon, the redstone enriched redstone, enriched diamond, and enriched refined obsidian. And all of this would happen without me having to. Basically, I just say, I want power cables, and it knows all the steps that it would have to take in order to make said cables. Again, you need gobs of power to start running a system like that. So basically the power tiers, we started with a heat generator in the ground here. Then we went to solar. The next step after this is biofuel and gas generator. We need more storage at that point. And that will take us through most of mid-game, because the cool part about the gas generator is it throttles itself on demand. So let's say that the batteries are full, it actually throttles right down, basically idles or shuts off. If demand gets high, it idles right back up again to what, or it throttles up to whatever it needs for your, basically what your demands are. So after that, we need to make it's a big battery storage system that's not these individual cubes. It is, I think it's called an induction cell. Yeah. So that you basically you make okay, so the induction casing is the outside casing, and then inside of that are induction ports, and where is it? It's probably not here, but it's the cells themselves. They're a lot bigger. This is very spendy, but it is huge. It's scalable as well. Huge storage. And you need something like that because after gas there's two types of nuclear power: fission and fusion. Fission, the problem with fission is you can nuke it basically. And that irradiates the area. So when I get something like that set up, or when I'm ready to set something like that up, one thing I haven't talked about yet is these quantum entangloporters. Funny name, but they will wirelessly and across dimensions transport power, items, liquids, gases, whatever you tell it. So what I would do is set up that desert temple would get turned into a nuclear power station because it's many, 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 many blocks away from us. The desert temple is 2680 meters away from us. So if it has a nuclear meltdown, doesn't matter. I'm not going to irradiate our living area. fusion is end game. It is an enormous amount of power. Like, just, it's enormous. It's silly how fast it generates and how much it generates. So we're basically at start. But there's so much room and scale. Like, Mekanism is a very overpowered. Now, the other thing too is this is 3x ore processing. We can scale this up to 5x. So basically, one ore goes in, five ingots come out. But again, in order to get into that, I need to have nuclear power, because some of the byproducts of the nuclear power are required for this, or thermal evaporation. I think I need brine. Anyway, I've played Mekanism before. I know the progression. It's time consuming, basically. But you know, the point of playing a game like this is killing time. I mean, let's face it. So, I'm going to get this set up in here. So I'm going to put the disk drive here. I'm going to put the so the controller is going to go here. So I need power in. Let me think about this. I'm going to have to put it under and then have a cable up, because I need access to a couple of sides. But yes. Yeah, like I said, I definitely have a plan. All right, we now have steel. And what was that thing in the middle? Oh, God damn it, I made the wrong thing. Basic universal cable. Let's make 24 of them. So that gives us 28. Okay, I don't need to craft anything. I need cables, I think. May as well have those. So we just need power and cables, and then I'm going to take the system down. So I'm going to put this in slow mode because it's dirt. What I'm going to do is put the controller down here because I don't actually need access to it. Now, it still has power. So there's our power supply. And then we need cables coming back up. We need the disk drive. And the crafting grid. And then this needs to be set back up again. So my preference is medium, sorting on name, up, JEI, synchronized auto-selected. And I don't need this in the floor anymore. And what I'm going to do as well, because when I come home, I probably want to craft something. So I'm going to put the teleporter right here. And now we need dirt. Now, I can also just do that. So now you'd never know. So basically power's coming from here, going in here. If I want to see my power consumption, it's still 17. Now, one other thing that you can do is you can actually make covers for these cables that mimic whatever. And it's basically just nuggets and so iron nuggets and whatever it is. So I need, that is deep slate bricks. In there. So that has significantly cleaned up. I can make more of these. I now have the ability to craft directly from here. My refined storage is connected up into the storage drawers. For those of you that weren't here when I did that, there's an external storage piece right on the side of the controller, and they're set to a higher priority than the digital storage. So I set it to 50. It didn't need to be that high. It's easy. But yeah. One thing I could do right now is run some cables out to here and put an importer on the back of the digital miner and pipe them directly into the refined storage system. But this is just as easy because I'm going to have to process them for right now manually. So it doesn't make any sense to increase my power output just for the sake of, I'm going to, like I said, it would be a matter of extracting them from here and then putting them into the system. This will eventually be, fully autocrafted. But I'm actually going to wrap up at this point. I know it's really early for me, but this cold is kill. This cold is killing me, and the more I talk, the worse I cough. So, and also I woke up with a coughing fit this morning at like 4:30 in the morning, so I'm tired. I'm going to AFK at the above the slime farm for the night, and we'll see what kind of slime or how much slime we have. I'm basically just I'll show you guys when I start the stream tomorrow what we're at. Yeah, I definitely need to rest. So, in the short term, I need to finish this building and move shit inside. I also want to upgrade the power delivery system. So there are 4 tiers to universal cables. So these they hold and they transfer 8 kilojoules per tick. If I go to advanced, it's up to 128 kilojoules per tick. The elite is 1.2 megajoules, and the ultimate is 8 megajoules. As things become more and more power hungry, you need to upgrade. Fortunately, the upgrade involves basically I take 8 of the basics, put an infused alloy, and I get back out 8 of the universal. These are 8 of the advanced with a reinforced alloy gives me the elite, and then 8 of the elites and an atomic alloy gives me the ultimate universal cable. So you make, basically you make this first one, and then it's just a matter of whatever the tier piece is. So I'm going to upgrade to the advanced for all of them because that's relatively cheap. So when you come back tomorrow, because I'll have an opportunity to do some of this before I go to work tomorrow, the cabling won't be blue anymore or teal anymore. It will be the orangish red color. I'm also going to make a one more of the storage, the cubes, so that my storage system has a universal UPS basically. And I'm also going to make a 64K drive. I'm going to keep the 4 for now, but there's also a disk manipulator. I'm just looking for the base model. What this does is it allows you to transfer digitally from drives you don't use anymore into the main one. So the 64K is going to do us for a while, so I'm going to make one of those in the morning. I might have to go to the Nether to do that because I'm going to need, well, no, I should be okay. But like I said, I'm going to do that off camera. I'm actually probably going to do some of that tonight before I go to bed, but I can't talk anymore. It's just, it's starting to hurt my chest. So when you come back tomorrow, there'll be a 64K and a 4K, basically. And then we'll go from there. And upgrade the power, put a UPS basically for my storage system. And then my plans for tomorrow on camera are to finish this building and start moving stuff inside. And we'll go from there. So with that, I'm out. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Again, Hecky, thank you for the sub, if you're still here. Hopefully you come back. I'm going to be playing Minecraft for a while. I used to play Division 2, then Division 1. I played some First Descendant. But I'm burned out from shooters for a while, so I'm going to be playing this Minecraft thing for a bit. If the mods that I'm running are in the description of the YouTube video. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I'll eventually go back to Div 2. It's just that right now I'm still going to be raiding on PlayStation. Right, this is on PC, so that I can use the job edition and all the mods. I'm still going to raid on Sundays when I can, with Robo3639. And I'll eventually go back to playing it. Hang on for a second. I got to learn to shut up. But I'll probably also be going back to Div 1 and I might, and this is a big might, I might try Arc Raiders because there's a lot of people that are interested in that game right now, but I enjoy the mindlessness. Well, it's not mindless. There's a lot tech-wise when you get into modded Minecraft that you can get into that occupy, like literally, you could, upgrading this over time can take you like a year, basically. So even vanilla, like I said, I still do make vanilla builds. This bee factory is completely vanilla. There's no mods involved in this. So it's basic redstone, comparator, hoppers, and a chest. But like I said, if you have a look at the mods that are in the pack that I've built for myself, if you have any questions about the mods, what they do, how the stuff works, I can definitely talk about it on stream. So For those of you watching on YouTube, please like the video. It definitely, that helps the algorithm push this out to more people. I don't think there are a lot of people watching. I think it's me and Thorn watching on Twitch, so I'm not going to raid anybody tonight. Yes, I thank you. You're right, Thorn. Thank you as always. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to shut the F up and head off to bed. I got where I needed to go tonight. I got the slime farm built, and I was able to get into refined storage. So that's a big win for me. So with that, I'm out. I will catch you guys tomorrow night. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Peace out, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.